So welcome to this introduction session for Multi-Cloud Partner Acceleration Days. My name is Sebastian Ramirez, and I'm part of the VMware Cloud and MSP team here at VMware. In this session, we will introduce VMware SaaS portfolio, the managed services provider model, discuss about the market opportunity for MSPs, and we will have a call to action and Q&A at the end. We will also do a small quiz between the attendees, so everybody gets the chance to win a cool prize. During the webinar, please use the Q&A function of Zoom to ask any questions, and our team will answer if it's not already addressed in the presentation. And here in the studio with me is Lars. Over to you, Lars.
Thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, my name is Lars Henriksen. I'm the sales specialist in the same MSP team as Sebastian. I just recently joined it. I've been at VMware for many years, but I just joined the MSP team. And that is basically because I think this is going to be one of the future's preferred IT delivery models. And I recently read that more than 70% of all companies are using more than 2 public clouds.
Yeah.
And even half of the 70% are actually using more than 3 public clouds. So how does that affect the VMware strategy, and how big is the opportunity or the market for our managed service providers?
Well, that's, great big questions. Yeah. Well, as you know, in our chapter 1, we pioneered the virtualization.
Yeah.
So we did the compute virtualization. And in our chapter 2, we expanded that to the entire data center, introducing the software-defined data center concept. And the next chapter for us is multi-cloud, and it's the center of everything that we do here at VMware. And we have a long track record, as you know, of removing silos, bringing simplicity, and removing complexity. And that's what we do. But speaking about complexity, the multi-cloud complexity forces businesses and customers to make some tough either-or decisions.
Yeah.
Do you provide developer autonomy to build apps on any cloud of your choice, or prioritize deploy code with efficiency and consistency?
Yeah.
Or do you provide flexibility to run your enterprise apps across multiple clouds, or do you focus on having full control of your environment and spend? Or do you provide seamless access to apps from anywhere, or prioritize enterprise-grade security and keep your apps and data protected? But our approach at VMware is to provide the freedom and control in their multi-cloud businesses. Having the developer autonomy and DevSecOps efficiency, enterprise apps on any cloud, and full control with cost savings. Anywhere access for employees and enterprise-grade security. And VMware is uniquely positioned to deliver the multi-cloud platform to build, run, and secure any app on any cloud.
Yeah.
And also we see our partners as the trusted one-stop shop to support and simplify the customer's multi-cloud journey across any of these clouds. But going to the second part of your question, Lars, about the market opportunity. So as we see these new technologies being adopted along with digital multi-cloud and app transformation, we are also seeing the emergence of the subscription economy.
Oh yeah.
Consumers and businesses increasingly value access and outcomes over ownership. Just like you and I are doing with services like Spotify
I know that
or
one.
Netflix. We don't need to own the music. We don't need to own the movies.
No.
We just need to have access to the service whenever and wherever, right? So, and the same model is applied to these new technologies as well. Freedom to access the services and use them anywhere, anytime. Having the latest and greatest technologies for you available at all times. Choice how we pay and the flexibility to pause or resume services. And also the ability to tailor these services to meet our specific needs, perhaps. And companies with subscription revenues grew 5 times faster than SP 500 revenues.
Whoa.
And 70% of businesses believe that subscription models hold the key to future commercial growth and expansion. And 40% of the C-suites and boards plan to launch new or additional recurring revenue businesses in the near term. And our goal here at VMware is to build a value chain with our MSPs, to enable the subscription economy across these, partners, industries, and consumers and customers. And talking about the managed services market, so industry analysts have predicted that the MSP market is expected to grow to 330 billion by 2025, and managed cloud business to 85 billion to 2023.
That's a bit.
So the addressable market for MSPs and managed services and the business opportunity is definitely there. But as we look at the cloud journey of our customers, many have started with their own data center or private cloud. And many of them, even in some regions, even the majority, are using services from a local cloud provider, and where they have workloads in their own data center, but also in the cloud provider's data center. And many customers are starting to see that there's really no cloud fits all needs.
Of course not.
And there's the need to expand to other clouds as well, like the hyperscalers, like AWS, Azure, and Google. And then there's the different use cases and branches that needs to be connected and managed and secured across these multi-cloud environments. And all of this is adding complexity to our customers, where our MSPs are having the opportunity to help them and simplify all of this in their journey.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So why customers are using managed services? So what is driving them towards MSPs? Basically what you see here is a research which describes why our customers are using public cloud managed services. And basically what the top reasons here are saying is that MSPs are helping customers to consume infrastructure and applications in a more cost-effective and secure way. And there's, at the same time, they can free up the customer IT staff to focus on more, higher value projects and initiatives. So basically focusing on their own core business. But looking at the managed services tomorrow tells us that customers are looking for MSPs to take them across different public cloud types, and provide value-added capabilities that public cloud providers don't deliver. And MSPs are going to have more transformational role to enable the shift from legacy technology to these new cloud technologies. And these are just some of the examples how the need for managed services are shifting and evolving over time.
Well, thank you, Sebastian. It definitely sounds like our partners have a huge opportunity here delivering on the MSP. But what can they actually deliver as a SaaS offering on the MSP program? And why should they deliver it as a SaaS offering instead of building their own?
Yeah, well, okay, so the current cloud services portfolio, provides solutions to support various MSP use cases. All the way from accelerating customer journey to the cloud, or providing multi-tenant hybrid cloud infrastructure with solutions like VMware Cloud on AWS, Cloud Director Service, and Cloud Disaster Recovery to ensure availability, to managing multi-cloud deployments, having cost control, visibility, and governance, with solutions like Cloud Health or vRealize Cloud Management. All the way to providing secure anywhere access to your customer applications with Workspace ONE and VMware SD-WAN or SaaS. So the current portfolio is already quite extensive, and we have a good roadmap for the latest and greatest technologies from VMware as well.
Okay.
So to the next part of your question, so when we talk about VMware SaaS, you might hear us talking about asset light. And by asset light, we mean that you don't need to have any data center investments or installing or managing software in your own infrastructure. No depreciation period for capital investments or upgrading or patching solutions or software. And SaaS solutions is all about business value. Fast access to the solution, faster time to market, and you need less resources to provision and manage these solutions. So it's all about business value when it comes to SaaS.
Yeah. Well, that's great. But how does our partners then deliver all these SaaS offerings?
Yeah. So the short answer to your question is the MSP route to market.
Yeah.
Right. So, but let me give you some more context to that.
Okay.
So the license rental and the MSP routes to market lands in the cloud provider umbrella within the one partner program that we have, the VMware Partner Connect.
Yeah.
In the rental route to market, the partner installs VMware software in their own data center and provides managed services on top. And this is what we call asset heavy. Whereas in the MSP route to market, the partner is leveraging VMware SaaS offerings without investments in their own infrastructure and deliver managed services on top.
Yeah.
So what's VMware MSP program then? So basically, as I just said, VMware SaaS offerings as a service without any CapEx investments.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So where the MSP owns the customer relationship and MSP owns the terms of service towards the customer, and they also own the technical support. Mm-hmm. And then MSPs can differentiate with their own value-add services and or business terms, and the MSPs they will manage all the services centrally via the Cloud Partner Navigator. So I can see it from your eyes. What is the Cloud Partner Navigator then?
Yeah, exactly. What is the Cloud Partner Navigator?
So Cloud Partner Navigator is the natural evolution of Cloud Provider Hub that some of the viewers might know, which gives access to the VMware portfolio of cloud services. And it is basically a centralized portal where MSPs are able to manage their services, day-to-day operations, and end customer lifecycle. And Cloud Partner Navigator is also integrated with Cloud Director Service for multi-tenant infrastructure as a service on VMware Cloud on AWS. With the support for other VMware-based hyperscaler clouds coming in the near future.
Yeah.
So how does the MSP commercial model look like? So there are 4 participants in the commercial model. The customer, the MSP, the aggregator, and VMware. Where the customer is, of course, the end user of the services who utilizes the VMware products and solutions. And the MSP is obviously providing the managed services and the solutions for the customer. And they work with both VMware and the aggregator in order to transact and purchase these cloud services. And the aggregator acts as a billing agent for VMware and works with the MSP to get the contract, the commit contract signed, and consolidates the payments for MSPs at the end of the month. And VMware provides core products and solutions, of course, and builds the aggregator for the services consumed by the MSP.
Well, that sounds great, I must admit. So why VMware MSP? Are our model different than other models? Or?
Yeah, so why would you consider becoming an MSP,
Yeah.
And what are the differences between the partner GTM models or strategies? So let's break it down here. So the model number 1, what is basically reselling VMware to customers, where VMware manages customer support and partner provides some professional services on top, right?
Yeah.
So the model number 2 goes a little bit beyond resell and professional services with some additional higher value managed services. But in this model, the partner is just reselling, and VMware owns the support and the customer relationship. Whereas in the model 3, the MSP model, the MSP owns the customer. The MSP owns the support and the solution and provides more value, to the customer. And many MSPs are building higher value end-to-end solutions, to create outcomes, business outcomes for their customers. So what are the partner benefits on MSP? It's all about consistent and predictable revenue, value of recurring revenue, as you know, and steady income generated by the monthly billing. And it's all about building relationships, long-term relationships with clients, and deliver end-to-end solutions and outcomes for customers, and better understanding the customer needs. And it's all about efficiency as well. Moving away from snowflakes and providing standardized solutions across clients, which makes it, simpler to scale the business as well. And what are the benefits for a customer? they are receiving a differentiated managed services from a local cloud provider. And the customers can focus on their business rather than IT, where the partner is managing and monitoring their VMware as a service technology.
Well, that's great, all of it. I'm almost convinced now, Sebastian. Could you please give me an example of a typical use case, for example, where a partner should use a Cloud Partner Navigator?
Sure. So here's an example of a use case where MSP wants to accelerate customers' journey to adopt public cloud. So with MSP and Cloud Partner Navigator, the partner can seamlessly migrate customer workloads to public cloud without refactoring those applications, and by using our VMware Cloud and AWS solution.
Yeah.
And they can place the customer workloads closer to the native hyperscaler services and get benefits immediately from the solution without refactoring, without having the long project of refactoring your applications. And the MSP can provide true hybrid cloud experience between on-premises and public cloud. And this is just one example of the opportunities that our MSPs have with MSP and Cloud Partner Navigator.
Well, thank you, Sebastian. That seems pretty straightforward. So how can the partners actually get started?
Right. So, well, of course, the first step is to join the Partner Connect program.
Well, of course.
And contact your local aggregator and sign the commit contracts for the services that you would like to offer. And then you need to complete the solution competency in order to, have some competency to deliver those solutions and start building your offering and pipeline. And it's, simple as that.
Sounds simple.
So starting with your aggregator, basically. And just to summarize this, the MSP program, partners can, accelerate their, time to market and mitigate their risk and differentiate with hybrid and multi-cloud managed services. And also deliver innovation with the latest and greatest VMware technologies. And own the customer relationship, end to end, and really understand them and focus on driving business outcomes. And that's what MSP program is all about.
We have a call to action, and that call to action, Sebastian, is our multi-cloud partner acceleration day workshops. Maybe you could comment a little bit on that?
Yeah, sure. So the first workshop will be focusing on use case journey to the cloud. And the call to action for everyone here is to register to these workshops, and you will find the registration site from your invitation, and we will make sure to post that invitation for you once again. So the first workshop will be around VMware Cloud, focusing on accelerating cloud adoption and ensuring availability. And you will learn to create new services around this use case. You will learn the commercial value and gain technical deep dive into how to do that actually. It is ran
Sounds
with
great.
it is run by the subject matter experts for the solutions, so you definitely want to check that one out. And then we have the second workshop, focusing on multi-cloud management and creating offering around that. With again deeper technical dive into the solution itself by the SMEs, and you will learn how to build the offering and also the commercial value of the solution. So we have some good content coming up, so stay tuned for that.
Great. So during the session, we've had some questions in our Q&A, and I think we will start with the questions and see if we can answer them.
Yeah, let's take them.
Yeah.
Why don't you take the first one?
Well, okay, that's fair enough. I will take the first one. So if I'm an existing solution provider partner, can I be an MSP as well?
Well, yes, you can. So as an existing partner, you'll just need to contact your aggregator and get started with your solution of interest.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. So I can take the next one. So how do we get access to the licenses? Are they self-service? Do we have licenses, Lars?
Yeah. Well, again, it's a great question. With the MSP program, no license are actually needed. That is the unique thing about this program. So basically, when you sign up for the program, it's included all licenses.
Yeah.
Well, let me jump because we have more questions. So I will test you now, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Is there a document where there are details on onboarding process to become an MSP.
Oh yeah, so yes we do. We actually do have the MSP end-to-end getting started guide available online in cloudsolutions.vmware.com. But we will make sure to post a link afterwards to everybody so everybody can get started.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Yeah. So why don't I take the last question here. So how are things charged with MSP? Is the same model for all MSP services?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, great question. The model is basically the same, but of course the price can vary. It depends basically on the solution that you're going to deliver.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions or if you have any doubt, you can contact us for answers, or you should contact your local aggregator.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the last question, and now it's time to wrap up, actually. So thank you everyone for joining, and remember to register for the upcoming webinar for the Multi-Cloud Partner Acceleration Workshop. And our team will make sure to distribute all the links mentioned in the session, and we'll follow up if there's any outstanding questions in the Q&A function. And thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you.